found Stevenson's body Wednesday morning. She'd been shot point blank in the chest. Police say her husband, Michael Smith, is to blame.
Picture this. You're filming your husband opening his birthday present. Inside a hollowed-out Bible, you've hidden $10,000 in cash and a diamond ring. You're so excited you can barely contain yourself as you tell him, "You can do whatever you want with the $10,000. 4 days later, you're dead. That's exactly what happened to Deshae "Shea Money" Stevenson. The same hands that eagerly grabbed her money, those same hands pulled the trigger that ended her life. Michael Smith didn't just take her $10,000, he took everything. After she paid for their wedding when he got out of prison, after she funded their Jamaica trips, after she treated him like a king, he shot her point blank in the chest and dumped her body on the side of a Dallas road like trash. Deshae had it all, a thriving business, a teenage daughter, a bright future, but she made one fatal mistake. She loved the wrong man. Welcome to our channel. Before we dive into this nightmare, drop a comment. Have you ever been too generous with someone who didn't deserve it? This is the story of a woman whose kindness became her death sentence. Deshae Stevenson wasn't born into money. She built her empire from the ground up. Born November 16, 1988 in Dallas, Texas, this woman was destined for greatness from day one. At H. Grady Spruce High School, she wasn't just another student. She was a force of nature. Track and field, soccer, basketball, you name it. Deshae dominated it. But her real talent? Making people believe in themselves. She's the life of the party. That's how everyone described her. The kind of person who could walk into a room and instantly make it brighter. Her infectious spirit wasn't just charm. It was pure business gold waiting to be unleashed. Fast forward to 2021, and Deshae made a decision that would change everything. She launched Shea Money Purses and More, LLC. And let me tell you, this wasn't some small-time hustle. This woman understood the game. Her Facebook business page exploded to over 8,700 followers. That's serious influence in the Dallas business scene. But Deshae didn't stop there. She expanded into tax preparation, helping her community navigate their finances while building multiple income streams.
You guys, come file with me. On appreciation. Yes.
This is so sweet.
This is so sweet.
I can't wait till I start doing taxes.
At the office, playing with these numbers. This is for somebody with a W-2 form that ain't worked all year. Got they tax credit all 6 months and with 3 dependents. Don't play with me. Come file, unlimited.
Listen to her in her own words, hyping up her tax business. Come follow me. Appreciation. Yes, this is so sweet. I can't wait till I start doing tax at the office, playing with these numbers. This woman was pure energy, pure ambition. She'd rap about her success. My name is Shea Money. I'm on the money team. I get you the max without adding tax. Come and follow with me 'cause you know I got your back. That wasn't just marketing, that was Deshae's life philosophy. She had your back, no matter what. But here's what made Deshae truly special. Success never changed her heart. While building her business empire, she was carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders. Her mother, Jeanette, had suffered a stroke and was partially paralyzed. Most people would hire help or find a facility. Not Deshae. She became her mother's primary caregiver, making sure she never went a day without feeling loved and cared for. Then there was her pride and joy, her 16-year-old daughter, Jemiah. This girl wasn't just spoiled, she was cherished. Deshae made sure her daughter had everything she never had growing up. Brand new car for her 17th birthday? Done. College fund? Secured. A mother who would move heaven and earth for her? Absolutely. She never leave my niece no matter what. She never leaves my mama no matter what, her sister Jasmine would later tell reporters. That wasn't just family loyalty, that was Deshae's character in action. Sports remained her passion throughout her adult life. Those athletic skills from high school, she channeled them into bonding with her daughter, creating memories that would last a lifetime. Whether they were at games, working out together, or just talking about athletic achievements, sports became their special connection. Her business ventures reflected her personality perfectly. The Purse and Accessories line wasn't just about fashion, it was about helping women feel confident and powerful. She had an eye for what people wanted before they even knew they wanted it. That's not luck. That's pure business instinct. By 2023, Deshay had secured her own office space for her expanding tax business. She was planning to take things to the next level. This woman was unstoppable, building something that would provide for her family for generations. She had a massive extended family who adored her. Brother Jeremiah, sister Jasmine, baby sister Gavanna, stepfather Timothy, plus nephews, nieces, cousins, and even a goddaughter named Kaliai Floyd. Deshay's nurturing spirit extended far beyond blood relations. She was the person everyone called when they needed help, advice, or just someone to believe in them. Her faith remained strong throughout her journey. She'd accepted Christ at New Testament House of Prayer under Pastor Don Klein, and that foundation kept her grounded even as her success skyrocketed. But here's the thing about having it all. It can make you a target. Deshay's success, her generosity, her loving nature, these weren't just her greatest strengths. For the wrong person, they were opportunities to exploit, and Michael Smith was definitely the wrong person. Michael Smith was a master of disguise. Not the kind you see in movies with fake mustaches and wigs. No, his disguise was much more dangerous. He wore the mask of the perfect husband, and he wore it so well that even Deshay's own family was fooled. Sweet. That's how Deshay's relatives described him whenever he was around. Charming, attentive, the kind of man who said all the right things at family gatherings. He'd compliment the food, ask about everyone's day, play with the kids. Picture-perfect husband material, right? But here's what nobody knew. Michael had a history that should have been a massive red flag. Prison time, drug addiction, a pattern of behavior that screamed danger. Yet somehow, when he was released, Deshay saw something in him that others missed. Or maybe she saw what she wanted to see. The footage of his prison release tells the whole story. There's Deshay waiting outside the facility with her phone recording, practically bouncing with excitement. There he is, right there with his shirt on, you going live, she says, her voice filled with pure joy. This woman was genuinely happy to have him back in her life. Most people would be cautious about dating someone fresh out of prison. Not Deshay. She went all in from day one, and I mean all in. First came the clothes, matching outfits for every occasion, Christmas presents that cost more than most people's rent. But that was just the beginning of Deshay's generosity train, and Michael was riding it all the way to the bank. Then came the trips. We're talking all expenses paid vacations to Jamaica. Not just flights and hotels, everything. Food, activities, shopping, the works. While most couples split vacation costs, Deshay was funding their entire romantic getaway like she was his personal travel agent. But wait, it gets crazier. When they decided to get married, guess who planned the entire wedding? Guess who paid for everything? That's right, Deshay handled it all. The venue, the food, the decorations, the rings. Michael's only job was to show up and say, "I do." Friends later said all he had to do for that wedding was appear. And here's the kicker. Deshay was so proud of this arrangement, she saw it as showing her love, proving her commitment. In her mind, she was building their future together. She was investing in their relationship. The jail visits were another level entirely. While Michael was locked up, Deshay was there, visiting him regularly, putting money on his books, taking his calls. She remained faithful and loyal while he was behind bars, turning down other opportunities because she was committed to their relationship. She did everything in her power to show him that she loved him no matter what, her sister Jasmine revealed later, and that wasn't an exaggeration. It was literally everything. But here's where things get really twisted. Michael wasn't just accepting these gifts, he was expecting them. Friends and family started noticing that he never reciprocated, never surprised Deshay with anything, never planned a date, never bought her flowers, never even offered to split a dinner bill. The red flags were everywhere, but love has a way of making us colorblind to danger signals. Deshay's family started seeing concerning patterns, Michael's mood swings, his jealousy over her business success, the way he'd get quiet and withdrawn when she talked about her achievements. It was a lot of red flags, Jasmine admitted later. But they were the kind of red flags that seem minor until you look back after tragedy strikes. A comment here, a strange look there, moments of tension that got brushed off as normal relationship stuff. The most telling sign? Michael appeared to be jealous of Deshay's success. Here was this woman building an empire, helping her community, taking care of her family, and instead of being proud, he seemed resentful, like her achievements somehow diminished him. But Deshay kept giving, kept believing, kept thinking that if she just loved him enough, supported him enough, gave him enough, everything would work out. She even got matching tattoos to prove her loyalty. "Men ain't shit," she says in one video, showing off her fresh ink. "My husband finished. Thank you so much, baby. It's my turn now." She was literally marking her body to show the world she belonged to him. Before we continue with this nightmare, I need to ask you something. Tell me in the comments, what's the most expensive gift you've ever given someone? Because what Deshay was about to give Michael for his birthday makes everything else look like pocket change. And that birthday gift? It would be the beginning of the end of her life. April 7th was Michael Smith's birthday, and Deshay had been planning something special for weeks. But this wasn't your typical birthday surprise. This was next-level generosity that would make millionaires jealous. She starts recording herself, barely able to contain her excitement. "It's your birthday, baby. You got the G and you live, baby. We turnin' up, we turnin' up. We just ate breakfast." You can hear the pure joy in her voice as she sets up what she thinks will be the perfect moment. But here's where Deshay gets creative in a way that'll blow your mind. She ordered a Bible from Amazon, not for spiritual reasons, but because it was actually a secret safe box. Y'all just don't understand. I ordered this Bible. The reason why I got this Bible, y'all think I told him to read some couple scriptures of this Bible, y'all, but I ordered this Bible from Amazon, but in reality it's like a lock safe box. He don't know that. This woman turned gift-giving into an art form. She's explaining to her followers how she couldn't fit the entire $10,000 inside the Bible safe, so she's got thousands in there with a diamond ring and the rest of the cash hidden in her purse. The level of planning and thought that went into this moment is insane. "Here come Michael. He don't know," she whispers excitedly as he approaches. You can feel her anticipation through the screen. This is a woman who genuinely believes she's about to make the love of her life the happiest man alive. "Happy birthday, baby. Here you go. I got you a Bible for your birthday, baby. Gotta keep God first, baby. Read John 3:16. Open the Bible," she tells him, her voice practically vibrating with excitement. Michael opens it up and discovers the ring and cash inside. A new ring, baby. And "I got you 10,000, but I couldn't put 10,000 in there. Show everybody your ring," Deshay continues, pulling out more money from her purse.
Happy birthday, baby. Here you go. I got you a Bible for your birthday, baby. You got a new ring, baby, and I got you 10,000, but I couldn't put 10,000 in there. Show everybody about your ring. So I want to give you 10 in cash. I don't know what you're going to do with it. You can do whatever you want to.
You say
10,000.
What did you make some shit?
I don't know. Here, baby. And I got it in there, too. The rest of it in there.
"I want to give you 10 in cash. I don't know what you're going to do. You can do whatever you want to with 10,000. But then Deshay says something that reveals everything about her mindset. When you got two hustlers, you really start seeing stuff a lot different. Those are facts. I'm not even lying. When you got two hustlers, you start seeing this stuff a lot different. She genuinely believed they were partners, equal hustlers building something together. In her mind, this wasn't her giving him money. This was their money, their success, their future. What's mine is his is mine. But this just a birthday present, so I don't care what he do with the 10,000. He can do whatever he want to do with it. The tragic irony, she knew Michael was good with money. If anybody know my husband, know that he handles his paper like no cap. She trusted him completely with finances, with her heart, with her life. As Michael examines his gifts, Deshay is practically glowing with happiness. "You're welcome, baby. You're welcome, baby," she says, like she's the one who just received the greatest gift in the world, his happiness. This wasn't just about money. This was about a woman who believed that love meant giving everything you had. She thought generosity would secure loyalty. She thought her success could lift them both up. She thought her love could change him. But here's what Deshay didn't understand. Some people see kindness as weakness. Some people see generosity as opportunity. And some people will take everything you give them and still want more. Michael Smith was all three of those people. The woman who just handed over $10,000 like it was lunch money had no idea she was funding her own destruction. Because in Michael's twisted mind, Deshay's success wasn't something to celebrate, it was something to eliminate, and he was already planning how to do it. October 23, 2023. A Tuesday that started like any other day in the Stevenson household. Deshay was handling her usual routine, checking on her paralyzed mother, managing her business, being the rock that everyone in her family depended on. But something was different. Something was wrong. Her 16-year-old daughter Jemiah tried calling her mom that evening. No answer. She tried again. Still nothing. Now, for most teenagers, a parent not answering their phone might be annoying, but not alarming. But Jemiah knew her mother better than anyone. Deshay always answered her daughter's calls. Always. This was the woman who had never missed a school event, never forgotten a birthday, never let her daughter go to bed without knowing she was loved. The woman who spoiled her with cars and clothes and dreams. Deshay didn't just disappear without explanation. Panic started setting in. Jemiah called her Aunt Jasmine, her voice shaking. "I can't get hold of my mom." Those 6 words sent chills through the entire family because everyone knew what Jasmine knew.
Family says they knew something was wrong Tuesday night when Stevenson's daughter called to say she couldn't get a hold of her mom.
She never leave my niece, no matter what. She never leave my mama, no matter what.
So she called her cousin Nita and they started looking for her.
She never leave my niece, no matter what. She never leaves my mama, no matter what. October 24th arrived with no word from Deshay. No text messages, no social media posts, no business updates. For a woman who was constantly connected to her empire, her family, her life, this silence was deafening. Jasmine Stevenson wasn't the type to sit around and wait. She called her cousin Anita, and together they started what would become the most important search of their lives. They had to find Deshay, and they had to find her fast. But where do you even start looking for someone who's vanished without a trace? They started with the obvious places. Deshay's business locations, her usual hangouts, anywhere she might have gone. Nothing. No one had seen her. No one had heard from her. Then Anita had an idea. Michael Smith's father lived at the Pleasant Village Apartments. Maybe, just maybe, Deshay had gone there for some reason. It was a long shot, but they were running out of options. When they pulled into the apartment complex, their hearts stopped. There it was, Deshay's car, sitting in the parking lot like it had been abandoned. But something was immediately wrong with this picture. Anita approached the vehicle first, and what she saw made her blood run cold. I seen a big handprint on the driver window. Now, Anita wasn't just any concerned family member. She was studying criminal justice. Her academic background had trained her to notice details that others might miss, and every instinct she had was screaming, danger. And you know, I'm a criminal justice major, so I start trying to use, different context clues, she explained later. The handprint wasn't just any mark, it looked like someone had pressed their hand against the glass, possibly in distress or struggle. But the car was empty. No Deshay, no explanation, just that haunting handprint and a growing sense of dread that something terrible had happened. While they were processing this discovery, Anita's phone buzzed with a notification. A post from a local community blog. She opened it, and the words on the screen made her knees weak. It said that it was a lady shot to death, which was 3 minutes from where we was at, 3 minutes away. A woman, shot to death. The pieces started falling into place in the most horrifying way possible. Deshay's abandoned car, the mysterious handprint, a woman found dead just minutes away from where they were standing. When they got to the scene, police confirmed the worst, and the family's nightmare became reality. But let's rewind to what actually happened in those final hours. because the surveillance footage would later reveal the truth that no family should ever have to see. October 25, 2023, 7:20 a.m. Dallas Police Dispatch receives a call that will haunt everyone involved. We've got a body on Murdoch Road. Officers arrive at the 1600 block of Murdoch Road near Lincoln Memorial Cemetery and discover a scene that makes seasoned cops sick to their stomachs. Deshae Stevenson, 35 years old, lying on the side of the road like discarded trash. Multiple gunshot wounds to the chest. No pulse. No hope. The location itself tells a story, dumped near a cemetery, as if Michael Smith thought it was poetic justice. But there was nothing poetic about what he'd done. This was cold-blooded murder, followed by the ultimate disrespect. While police were processing the crime scene, the investigation was already moving at lightning speed. Those surveillance cameras at Pleasant Village Apartments? They captured everything, and what they showed would make your blood boil. The footage reveals the timeline of Deshae's final hours with crystal clarity. Two separate vehicles pull into the parking lot, Deshae in her car, Michael in his. They're not arriving together like a happy couple. They're arriving like two people meeting for business. Then comes the moment that seals Michael's fate. Deshae gets out of her car and climbs into his vehicle. The cameras capture her walking around to the passenger side, opening the door and getting in. She has no idea she's walking into her own execution chamber. For an extended period, both figures are visible inside Michael's car. The police affidavit would later describe what they observed as a disturbance inside the vehicle. But that clinical language doesn't capture the horror of what actually happened. A woman being murdered by the man she trusted most. The cameras then show Michael's vehicle leaving the parking lot alone. Deshae would never be seen alive again. But Michael Smith made a crucial mistake. He brought the evidence home with him. When Dallas police tracked down his vehicle at his residence, they didn't need a search warrant to see what was right in front of them. Blood. Everywhere. Officers could see in plain sight that there was blood in the front seat of his car. That discovery gave them probable cause for a full search warrant, and what they found inside Michael's house painted a picture of a man prepared for violence. Multiple firearms scattered throughout the residence. This wasn't someone who owned a gun for protection. This was an arsenal, but the most damning evidence was found inside his vehicle. A bullet shell casing in the driver's seat, exactly where Michael would have been sitting when he pulled the trigger. The forensics were undeniable. The shot came from the driver's position, aimed at the passenger seat where Deshae had been sitting. Then investigators found something that broke their hearts. A single sandal inside Michael's car, matching the one Deshae was wearing when her body was discovered. She had literally left pieces of herself behind as evidence of his crime. The physical evidence was overwhelming, but Michael Smith thought he was smarter than the police. He thought he could run, hide, and somehow escape justice for murdering his wife. He was wrong. Dallas police launched a manhunt that would span multiple locations across the city. Their first stop was a home on Creek Cove, where cell phone video captured SWAT officers surrounding the property. Neighbors watched in shock as heavily armed officers prepared for a potentially dangerous arrest. But Michael wasn't there. He was already on the run, moving from hideout to hideout like the coward he was. While Deshae's family was planning her funeral, he was trying to figure out how to disappear forever. The manhunt intensified. Every resource the Dallas Police Department had was focused on finding Michael Smith. They tracked his movements, monitored his known associates, and followed every lead that came in. Then they got the break they needed. Intelligence indicated Michael was hiding at a barber shop not far from the Creek Cove location. This time, they weren't taking any chances. Cell phone video captured the moment justice caught up with Michael Smith. SWAT officers surrounded the barbershop, weapons drawn, ready for anything. The footage shows the tense moments as officers moved into position, knowing they were dealing with a man who had already proven he was capable of murder. When Michael Smith emerged from that barbershop in handcuffs, there was no dramatic resistance, no final shootout, no movie-high chase scene. Just a pathetic man who had thrown away his life and destroyed his family for reasons no one will ever understand. The same hands that had eagerly accepted Deshae's $10,000 birthday gift were now cuffed behind his back. The same man who had smiled in her videos, who had posed for wedding photos, who had promised to love and protect her, was now facing murder charges. Michael Smith was booked into Dallas County Jail on a $1 million bond. $1 million, ironically, 100 times more than the birthday gift Deshae had given him just months earlier. But no amount of money could bring back the woman he had destroyed. Michael Smith sits in Dallas County Jail right now, held on that $1 million bond, charged with murder. When questioned about why he killed his wife, his excuse was, as pathetic as you'd expect, he claimed he was high on PCP when he committed the crime. High on PCP. That's his defense for executing the woman who gave him everything. But here's what really gets me. This wasn't some random drug-fueled rage. This was calculated. He drove her body to that cemetery. He dumped her like garbage. He tried to run and hide. You don't do all that while you're out of your mind on drugs. Deshae's sister Jasmine is still asking the question that haunts everyone who knew them. Like, I just don't understand. I just want to know why. Why would you take my sister from us? Like, why? The truth is, there might never be a satisfactory answer to that question.
I gotta understand. I would respect him more if he tell me why.
We definitely need strength. We need prayers. It's a big one.
How do you explain why someone would destroy the person who loved them most? What we do know is this case represents something much bigger and more terrifying. According to statistics, 4 black women and girls are murdered every day in the United States. 4. Every single day. Deshae became another number in a crisis that's been ignored for too long. Her story shows us how domestic violence doesn't discriminate. Success, money, independence, none of it protected her from the man who was supposed to love her. Before we wrap up, I need to know, what city are you watching from? Drop it in the comments and let me know you're safe out there. Because stories like Deshae's remind us that danger can come from the people closest to us. The woman who built an empire, who cared for her family, who believed in second chances. She deserved so much better than this ending. But her story isn't over. It's a warning we all need to hear.